Hello there. Welcome to another thrilling episode of LIFELAB podcast. At LIFELAB, we believe life is a lab. And today we're going to be discussing a very crucial topic, identity crisis. You know, a lot of people out there are still yet to figure out who they are. Some are even battling with identity crisis. For that reason, we're going to be talking about everything identity crisis. And I'm pretty sure you already know with a voice, with a smile, with a face. It's your most beautiful and ever smiling presenter, Glorious Awudiri. I won't be doing this alone. I've got with me in the studio my wonderful co-host.
I am Omotofe. It's a pleasure to be on the show once again. And honestly, this particular episode is something you need to watch out for. Pay attention. Stay glued to your TV.
Just like you said, today's show promises to be an insightful conversation. And of course, we've got two amazing men to walk us through the topic, identity crisis. How do you even discover that you have identity crisis? What are the demerits of having identity crisis? How do you overcome? All of those questions are what we're going to be answering in this particular episode. So by my right, I have Iyanoluwa Ajayi. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So good to have you in the studio. And of course, in front of me, I've got Jesufe Fumi Olawi. How are you doing, Faye?
I'm doing all right.
So good to have you in the studio. So together, how are you both doing?
We are doing good. All doing good.
Oh, glory be to God. Are you ready for the show?
I am evident.
It's quite evident, right? I can tell. So without further ado, I want us to, talk about identity crisis. But, there's no way we're going to talk about identity crisis without not establishing the word identity. So let me start with you, Faye. What do you think identity means?
Identity, I'll say identity means it's like a profile of yourself, like what you, the person you are, how people see you around in your surroundings, and it's more like the combination of your qualities, your traits, your values, your beliefs, everything like that. It makes you up as a person.
As a person.
You understand? I think that's what identity is, as in a layman form. So for us not to complicate things, let's just get that straight. Just like your hair now. If you go out there, what you use in identifying yourself as a citizen of Nigeria is either you are using your voter's card, or you are using your national ID card, or you are using your passport. So that's just the simple form of identification.
So what you represent.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So if I may ask, have you been able to identify yourself? Do you know your identity?
To some degree, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would love to hear about it.
I would love to share that.
Please go ahead.
I should share it with you.
Please go ahead.
Well, I think at this current state I am, of course, I'm still figuring out things as we go, which we'll also delve into. But currently, I think my work with God, my relationship with God has given me some clarity on where I am currently, and the challenges I face also has helped me also to know that, okay, but boy, you will not try, like, you're doing good.
You said you're not small.
Okay, no. Yeah, that's good. So, but before we move further, I would like to ask Iyano, at what point, like he has clearly said, he's talked about identity already. But I would like to ask you, at what point did you discover your own identity?
Okay, I discovered my identity when I was about rounding up in the university as an undergraduate, in a graduate. Although before then, I faced identity crisis while I was fresh into uni. Got myself into some things that distracted me at the beginning of the whole process. So I just had to pick up myself at year 2 to say, okay, I just need to know what I'm doing with myself. Then before I left at 400 level, I was able to, get myself knowing what I was doing, at least not fully, but I could understood what was ahead of me. So that's just it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot, yeah? So, another question to you is, to you is, how much of your identity was influenced by your environment, by your society? You have to say by culture.
Okay, are we talking about during the era of identity crisis while I was facing?
Now, that's how when you're about to discover yourself, your own identity.
Okay, yeah, definitely culture influenced because the comparison syndrome that social media, brings on we young ones is actually very, very alarming, because I can just be on your own now, scrolling through your phone, then an old time friend, you just see the person sitting right in the garden in the UK. Don't blow. Or in Canada. Or you just see someone just, got a new whip, and you just, want to think about your life. Yeah, and the process. And at that time, you just be like, am I failing? What are you using my life for?
Is this something you can resonate with, Shay? Of course. Really? Most people, especially this digital world we are now, you see things online, you don't know, or should I say, let me say you started with, and suddenly they had their own time, and they are doing well for themselves, and you start looking down on yourself that, you are not trying, you are not putting more efforts the same way they are doing it. And the moment you start comparing yourself is the moment also you are kind of not motivating yourself. The morale dies down. So, but over time, you'll keep hearing people, you made mention of this digital world. But over time, it has been clear to people that most of the things we see online is basically fake. I'm sure you guys can cause. So why do we allow all these gets to us? Since we know at the back of our mind that, okay, this person might literally get a new whip, but that doesn't necessarily mean the person actually bought it. Okay, what if I decide? The thing is that, John, the thing is that if the person you know personally, makes it out of the trenches, compared to the person you don't know at all, you could literally tag it as, okay, I don't know what's going on behind the screen. But when you actually know this person, you people you turn tired together. But sometimes, even for guys that literally come out of the trenches, I really, yes, I understand that culture sometimes affects our identity.
So now, I think I should come in now, because now we are saying two things.
Yeah.
Social media, then culture.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure those are the factors of identity crisis, right? So now, I want us to break it down. Let's even start with identity crisis. I want to believe that a lot of people out there, they sincerely do not have an understanding of identity crisis. Then afterwards, they will go on with the factors influencing identity crisis.
Okay.
Because if you're trying to say, social media, you made mention of something, right, that, what if it is fake?
Yeah.
But what if it is true? What if my friend bought a car? What if it's true?
So that is where I was going.
Okay.
You interjected. So there's this illustration I was about giving.
Okay.
Which was, like you said, culture, social media, all of these are factors that affect our identity. Yeah. But now you give an illustration whereby somebody comes out of the trenches. So my question is, for someone who comes out of the trenches, yes, going on social media, posting stuff, do you really know what that individual is actually doing to make yes, he got the new whip, but do you know how he got the new whip?
What if it's level?
Can I say something?
Okay.
Okay. I think that before getting to know the source or whatever that actually happened that led to that success story is still identity crisis, because a lot of people are very ignorant of the hard work or the hustle to hit that has been put into place before getting the results. Yeah. We all just want to know what the result is. Yeah. And at the end of the day, let me now tell you, we only care about the results. Nobody cares about what you did to get the results.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's just, I think it's also a contributing factor.
And when it comes to that, I would like to buttress that point you just made. You see, culture in its sense, most people don't know that the people are the one that makes up the culture. What he's trying to say now about the fact that we only see the result. You see situations whereby someone will be into legitimate means, making money, and someone that is into legitimate means of making money. The person in the illegal means will be praised because of the results he's showing. You'll be hearing things like, are you not seeing your mates?
Comparison.
Are you getting? So those set of people in the culture are some of the people that are actually bringing the bad influence on some of the young ones. So that is one of the I'm trying to make on his point.
So it's evident that culture is one of the contributing factors.
Influence. No.
To identity crisis. Now, how can we curb this thing from happening? How can we stop it? Because just like you said, comparison has been a long-term game.
Well, and when it comes to stopping it, I don't think identity crisis could actually entirely be a bad thing. Because, to me now, I feel like there are times whereby in identity crisis, you can discover yourself. You become more self-aware of yourself.
Now, that's why I want us to establish identity crisis.
Yeah.
Because if you're saying that even while you're in the atmosphere of identity crisis, you can still identify yourself.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
You see, the thing is, when it is taken negatively, that is when it becomes bad for you. But when it is taken positively, like, okay, this time, for instance, now you might lose someone that lost their job, you understand, and they are stuck in between either choosing this career or choosing this career. The moment you have options in front of you, the further you go, maybe in your research, might help you discover something new that you don't know that you needed at that moment.
Do you agree with his statement? Yes, I do. Yeah, I actually do. You know, I was about saying the last time that it is identity crisis that will make you believe, that gives you the get rich quick, or gets rich quick syndrome. Yeah, because at that point, one who is self-aware of himself and knows who he is not pressured. So about what is actually.
Let me interrupt you there. Now, you talked about identity crisis. The reason why I asked if you agree is, I personally do not agree with the statement he made about identity crisis. Like what he is just explaining is identity crisis having its own advantage if it is properly. So, right. But now the question is, when you talked about identity, when you're talking about identity, you should be able to, when you discover your identity, you shouldn't be having crisis in it. So if you're saying you're having identity crisis and you're discovering yourself, that is no longer. I think there's confusion somewhere.
So
let
me read out what I have here about identity crisis. Yeah. It's a period of intense insecurity, confusion, and reevaluation of oneself's concepts.
Reevaluation is a key point there. You see, there are times whereby growing up, you might have a label stuck with you that this is what you must do, this is what you must become. And you go with that perspective that this is who I am. You did not. When you discover your identity, the fact is that you already have that identity. You get. But the moment,
so I get what he's saying.
You start having to question yourself that what I've known, is this right? Am I support? Is this who I am? Is this what I want to become? Is this what I want to be? Rather, you get. That's the moment you are thinking the other way. The path they might have set for you might be right. It might be maybe your parent asks you that you must be a doctor, and you go with that mentality that being a doctor is right for me. But along the line, you might see something and discover something else. And
but at that point, it is. I wouldn't say it is identity crisis.
It is an identity crisis because you had something before. Prior.
You've been listening to the definition.
Maybe I should take it again.
Take it again.
Now, identity crisis.
Re-evaluating what you have known. Now, see, re-evaluating is like being a self-reflection on yourself.
Before she mentioned Reevaluation.
Yeah, I'm with
There
you.
are about 3 other, please, key words there.
It's a period.
Security.
It's a period of intense insecurity,
Okay.
confusion, and
Confusion.
evaluation.
You see, confusion normally is when you are unsure of something.
Definitely.
Plenty.
Yes, sure.
Like,
Sure.
you are in between. You are in that state.
But now you're saying, now something is stuck with you. Something is stuck with you. Your parent has already programmed something to be stuck with you.
Yeah, in one direction.
Along the line, you discovered something. Now, understand that along the line, you discovered something, not because you were confused, not because you were insecure, but then along the line, you had to discover that because you had to reevaluate some things. I don't know if you guys are understanding what is that.
I'm getting what he is saying.
The thing is that the fact that you saw that thing and made you doubt what you've known in the past.
No, that
Means,
No, I'm not talking about doubts now.
I'm with you.
I'm not talking about doubts.
There could be a shift in identity.
Yeah.
We may be going going in a direction,
Yeah.
and there might be a need of revamp or consolidation
Yeah.
that could accept or unlearn some things in the process.
Yes.
So
You are learning is coming from a place of insecurity. So
I actually understand what he is saying.
The definition is not just saying just only insecurity. It's just one of those things I feel. No, you don't understand.
I understand.
It might be.
I understand you perfectly well.
Okay.
And I also need you to understand.
No, I get your point.
Based because of our viewers, they also need to get what we are saying.
Of course.
Can you understand? If you're talking about, I just feel there's a place for, there's sometimes whereby people confuse identity crisis for just noise in your head. There are sometimes you can have noise in your head and a whole lot of things is going on in your head. Not because you are going through identity crisis. It's just because as at that point in time, you have a whole lot going on.
Let me just say it.
I think for me now,
Yeah.
identity crisis is a state of being unsure of who you are.
That has been established.
Okay? Now, from what Faye said, sometimes people get to tell us who we are. And over time, most of these things being told about us are not true. So you go with the narrative of, this is who I am. This is who I am. Then there's a place of self-reevaluation.
Self-discovery.
Self-discovery.
Definitely.
So, as at that point, trust me, you've once experienced identity crisis. The moment you come to the realization of, this is not me, this is not who I am, then you've once experienced identity crisis.
And sorry, the biggest problem at that point is that there are times whereby it's hard for you to make that change because something you've known all your life.
For your life.
For you to, you now start doubting yourself that, what if I fail in this new path I'm about to take?
I think that is why, and very, very important, we need God, because when the chips are down, run to God.
Okay, now let me even share an example with us. So I had a classmate that time. He once studied medicine. He was even, I think, 300 or 400 level. And he studied medicine because his parents wanted him to do that.
Yeah.
But he knew within himself that I can't do this thing. No, now you can't do this thing. You did it first year, third year, fourth year. But he couldn't cope anymore. And he pleaded with his parent. He said, please, allow me go for what I represent. Now, what do you represent? A communicator. And he went to another school. He studied mass communication. Now, he didn't just study mass communication. He graduated as the best.
Wow.
The best graduating students. Now, he was able to come to that realization because he was battling with identity crisis.
Yeah, but not everybody is lucky enough to be able to.
Just to establish what he is saying. So like,
totally get what you.
Not everybody is lucky enough.
She understand. Now, this is my point. And I don't know if this argument is supposed to go on, but this is my point. What I'm saying is identity itself. Once you discover your identity, I don't think there's a need to start having self-doubt. there's no need to serve in self-doubt. Yes, there's always room for much more self-awareness.
Exactly.
To yourself. But once you already have that identity and you know, okay, this is my identity. Like, I don't know, behind the scene, we're asking for that who was he? What is his identity? And the first thing he said, identify with God.
No.
He already identified himself. He has an identity. But now, if he immediately asked and he was confused and he couldn't give you a straight response, then it's easy for us to say, okay, yes.
You're yet to figure out who you're
yet to figure out who he is.
Hmm.
But at that point, you already figured that God is a major player.
Yeah, he said he knows God and God knows
God. Exactly. He already discovered his identity.
That's
Once you discovered your identity, I don't think, personally, it's just my own opinion though.
So I think we need viewers to help us help us drop their response.
Because personally, during the stage that I actually experienced identity crisis, there was so much of uncertainty and noise everywhere.
Sorry, let me quickly interrupt you there. In the process whereby you had identity crisis, did you have an identity before that time?
I had an identity that I was told about. So, being told about it, I didn't really understood. So, along the line, I went out of the radar. Then I had to come to myself to understand that, okay, this is who I am in the process.
I understand you.
So, and trying to understand who I am is still learning, because you can't completely understand everything just at once. There are times, like I said, you have to consolidate, you have to learn and unlearn some things in the process. So that's just it, basically.
So I think at this point, like I said earlier, I would leave the viewers to be the judge, because now I think we're having 2 points here. I am saying it's possible you discover your identity, yet still be battling with identity crisis. But you are of the opinion that once you know your identity, why should you still battle with identity crisis? So I need our viewers to send in their comments, their contributions. Let us know, do you think once you're able to discover yourself, should you still battle with identity crisis? I want to believe that maybe in the next episode, because we just have to continue this particular topic. Because it's very broad. Imagine just one question.
We are still trying to establish identity crisis itself.
Establish it. So in the next episode, we're gonna be talking about identity crisis. Is it still possible for you to know who you are in Christ and in life, yet still be battling with identity crisis? Please do not forget, always tune in to LIFELAB podcast. Until next time, I remains Glorious Awodire.
And I remain Omotosho John.
Bye.